2023 Tahoe RST. First time, we're gonna change the oil. I'm gonna walk you through how to do this. Of course, you want to gather your materials, oil filter. Got this little tool to remove the filter. Pop the hood. First thing first is to locate your jack points, which I have done. Took me a while, but I figured it out. And it took me a while to find the oil pan and the filter. As you can see, it's right here. And I'm guessing this is the drain plug. So my jack point for the front of the car, I'm on the driver's side, is right here. On the passenger side, as you can see, turn this up right here, it has a circle, and this is for the factory jack that comes in the back of the car. That's why it's a circle. And I'm on the same spot over here. So we've located the jack points, we located our oil pan and the filter. The next step is to remove the filter, the plug, and drain the oil. So I'm gonna pause this and I'll be right back. Now, this takes a 15 millimeter. That's the drain. Oh. Real simple, it's hand tighten. I'll show you that bolt once I'm done. Let that drain. Let that drain. Let that drain. It might take a while because this does require 8 quarts. So just let that drain. And I'm in a weird position under the car. Anytime you're under a car, you always want to be flat, just in case your car is not stable and it does fall. You avoid injury. So let me get this out, show you. We're draining right there. We just took the drain plug off. The oil filter's right there. Surprisingly, it's almost done. So continue to let that drain. In the meanwhile, I'll show you this plug. This bolt is a 15 millimeter. As you can see, mine is gold. I spray painted to mark that, so I know anytime I change the oil on my cars, this is the one I need. But if you look in there, it's a star pattern, so you can use that star bit to get it out, but I think it's easier just to use a wrench or a socket to pop it off. So I'm gonna let that drain, continuously drain. The next step is to remove the oil filter. So we're right here. I'm gonna get my tool, and basically this is like vice grips. This is like vice grips, and you just grip it. You just grip it and turn it. And let's see. Hard to see, get a good position. Just grip it and turn it. I'll put the link for these in the description. I usually have the old school tool, but I had to get this because this makes it easier. And of course, once you start turning, it'll drip. So it's dripping now. I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera down and remove that by hand. And again, it was hand tightened, so it wasn't too tight. I could have just did it with my hands. So as that starts to drip, slide my pan over so it can catch whatever oil drips from the filter. Let that drip. Probably would have been easier just to do it with my right hand. There we go, we got that off. The extra oil is gonna drip out. Just leave it there, let it drain by itself. It's finished draining. Got a few drips. It's all the way done. So in the meantime, I'm gonna continuously to let that drip, make sure everything is out, and I'm gonna go pick up the oil and filter. All right, it calls for 8 quarts of oil, so I just got the 5-quart jug. I got 2 of those. Mobil 1 extended performance, and you always want to use something that's Dexos 1 GM approved. And I got the Mobil 1 oil filter. I got the little bundle, so I did 2 bundles, save money. This is a little bit more than 5 quarts. If you buy this, then you're gonna have to buy 3 single quarts. You're gonna end up spending more money, so you might as well just buy 2 jugs and have a little extra for the next time. That's usually what I do. I label it. I'll have a couple quarts left over, and then I always have an extra oil filter. So first thing we're gonna do, go back under the car, wipe it down, plug it up, put the filter on. All right, first thing first, what I always do, wipe it down. That way you won't have any burning oil smell whenever you start to drive your car. I mean, you're gonna have a little bit of it, but I mean, limited, if that makes sense. Just wipe it down. I don't have any shop towels, so I'm using a paper towel. Just want to get the excess oil off, so you don't smell burning oil and think you have a problem. I mean, you can wet the towel if you like. I'll just do it dry. Don't make a difference. So now we got that all wiped down. Next step, your oil pan plug. Put that back in. Make sure it's in tight. Don't want it too tight because you don't want to strip it. Hand tighten it. Hand tighten it. And then turn it. That was a half a turn and it's already tight. I felt it tighten. So that's good. Next step, take your oil filter. Now, one thing I learned in the past, before you put your filter on, two things. You can check your old filter, or you can just look up here and make sure there's a gasket on the filters. Make sure it's not stuck on here. If you look at your old filter and it has the gasket on, then you're good. If it doesn't, that means it's stuck up here. Some people don't pay attention to that. Once you put that on, you have double filters, double gaskets. I mean, you pour your oil in, all that oil is gonna come out. So you wanna check that to make sure. And then the next step is you kinda wanna, the oil that you just drained, put your filter on that pan and just spin it around. You just want to wet that gasket like I just did, like so. Just wet it, makes it easier. I don't know, it's just something I've always done. Make sure you line up. And make sure you line up, no cross thread, and just start burning. This filter seems to be longer than the other one. Having issues getting it on. There we go. Now it's locked on. And just twist, 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 spin. You see it's tight now, hand tight. Good. And what I like to do, once it's tight, come back, grab your tool. Again, this is in an awkward position. Grab your tool and just turn it 1 or 2 times. Let's see if I can. There we go. Just to make sure it's on there, because you don't want it to vibrate off or anything like that. It's just, this is an awkward position. And don't grip it too tight because you don't want to dent the filter. Now it's on there, so we're good. That's tight. Now, again, you can double check it. You get it, make it tight however tight you want it. This is just a weird position. I can't really get the grips on there, but it's on. So next step, we're going to fill it up with oil. Next, locate where your oil goes. And as you see, I should have said this when we started. Where you pour your oil, it tells you the recommended oil weight, 0 weight 20, which is what we have here, 0 weight 20. And you see it says Dexos, however you pronounce that. So once you locate that, go ahead, open it up. Get your funnel and start pouring your oil. Funnel's a little dirty. Clean my funnel a little bit. I mean, it's not a big deal. That's what the filter's for. But start pouring your oil. And as I said, it calls for 8 quarts. This is a 5-quart jug, so we can pour all this in there. Once it's all in, then we'll take the dipstick, see how far it is on the dipstick. Holding that 5-quart jug with one hand is heavy. It's like a workout. Almost done. It's almost empty. So while the rest of that drains in, I'm gonna turn over here. Right here, I don't know if you can see it. The oil dipstick, and previous person didn't put it back in all the way when they changed the oil, but it's not their car, so they don't care. So pull this out. Because it's drained, there's nothing on there. So clean it off. Drop it back in. Let it sit for a couple seconds. Then pull it back out. Check where you're at. It's not even there, so it's supposed to be between these two lines. It's not even there, so we're gonna have to drop those other 3 quarts in there, and once we drop those in, it should move. Got those 3 quarts added. Now let's check the level. Yeah, we got movement, so we'll clean it. Drop it back in, let it sit for a couple seconds, and then see where we're at. And again, every time you change your oil, don't just go off of, hey, it requires 6 quarts, 7 quarts, 8 quarts. You can still put that amount, but at the same time, check it on your dipstick just to be safe. Because like I said it required 8 quarts, but when we drained it, it didn't, that was not 8 quarts at all, nowhere close. So yeah, If you look close, we're about halfway, which is good. That's perfect. Gonna leave that like that. I just showed you how to change your oil on a 2023 Tahoe RST, full synthetic. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.